Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to wherever we are located at and which time zone you are working on. My name is Anupam Srivastav. Today I will be going to share you a trick on one of the dataset which I have. So let me share my screen here, and if you can see that I have a data something like this. Okay, so this is coming from one of some MU-MIMO logs, and here we are trying to pair three of the UEs. So if you can see that in column number A I have the timestamp, column number B I have the rntis, and column number C is the correlation which has been measured by the system at that particular timestamp. As you can see in the column number B, if I see that how many UEs are there, then I can check something like unique, and then that's my column B. So I have how many UEs? Three UEs I have. So we are trying to pair three different UEs at the moment. Okay. Now, what I want is, let me just show you what is the intention of this video. So let me just try to do this like something like this. Control C. This is the formula. Paste as the values, and then these are the different RNTIs. Okay. Just delete this guy. All right. So what I want is that I want to have the correlation values, the column number C values against each RNTI at that particular timestamp. So if I do something like filter function here, if I do something like filter function like this, I want to filter what? I want to filter the correlation, and what is the condition or what is the criteria I want to filter if this column number B RNTI should become equal to E1. And let me fix this guy by pressing F4 and then just closed it and put enter. So this will become something like this. Okay. And you can drag this formula simply like from here to here. And but for that, you need to first fix the row number one, so that let me just do something like this here. So I want to fix row number one like here, and then I can drag the formula toward the right. Let's see what issue happened. So it's table number 35. It is okay. Okay, something wrong has happened. This is okay. Let me try to copy paste this one, or let me use manually the formula. Okay, let me use the filter function again here for this. What I want to filter, I want to filter the correlation values. What is the criteria? My criteria is that my RNTI value should become equal to, now should become equal to this guy. And let me fix this guy. I'll show you what is the problem with this formula, and then we'll go with what is the fix we can do this. Okay, filter function array. Now what I want this guy for what? For the rntis that are equal to now g1. Okay, now if you see closely that for row number 2, let me show you something like here and try to draw something if I could. Okay, draw, and here. Okay, so if you see this row number 2 At the time 06 34 32 171876, I have a correlation value of 0.001215 for my RNTI 19453, which is correct printed over here. Okay. But what is that the second entry? For the second entry, if you see, for the time 06 34 32 17192, I don't have any correlation value for RNTI 19453, but still it is populating the value. It is populating the value for what? For this particular guy. You see, 19453. And then let me just try to expand it a bit for you. Try to expand it. Yeah. So you see 44797 44797. This is this value. But I don't want that kind of table. The data I want something like this, so that if I have RNTI 19453, then this particular point, at this particular point, I don't have any values reported for the RNTI 19453. How can I do that? So for this, we have to use something like a criteria of if. Let me just show if we can do that. Let me copy these three RNTIs and paste it somewhere, let's say here. And let me use something like if function. If table is this, so with rnti1, if my this table is equal, my rnti1 is equal to this rnti, and let me fix this value, then print the correlation value. And if the rnti does not match, then what you shall do? Print nothing. Let me see what happens. Yes. So this is what I wanted. So at this particular timestamp, if you see that that for this timestamp, row number 3, 6 34 32 17192, I don't have any correlation values for the RNTI 19453, and which is what is shown over here. So it should be nothing. And the similar thing we can go with the other RNTIs. So I can do simply like if this the logical test is like this. So my this RNTI should be equal to the rnti for the column j1. Let me fix this guy. And what you want to print? We want to print this. And if this value does not match, then print nothing. Okay. Similarly, we can go with this. If in my table my rnti becomes equal to the rnti value in column key 1, fix this guy, then print the correlation values from column C. If does not match, print nothing. So this is what I wanted at the moment. Hope everything is clear to you. We can have several other possibilities or other formulas also. We can do this. We can use PQ also, Power Query also, and we can use other functions as well. So this is one of the technique you can use by which you can have the correlation values for different RNTIs at that particular timestamp. As we know that for the massive MIMO or for the MU-MIMO pairing, the basic concept or the basic focus is just to pair the UEs. So for example, consider you have here three different UEs are there, right? So RNTI1, RNTI2, RNTI3. So basically the logic goes something like this. um, Consider that you have a, let me try to draw something if I can. So for example, if you have three different panes, uh, pardon my drawing. Let me try to delete something. Okay. So the thing is that we have three different dimensions. Let me use this dimension x as the timestamp t. Let me use this y dimension for my frequency domain. So I denoted by f, and this is the third dimension which I will use as something like s, or let's call it as a space domain. So if we have three different RNTIs currently here, do so if I have three different RNTIs here, so example, this is my one RNTI 19453 here, 19453 here, and I have another RNTI something like this. Say how to draw this, something like this is my RNTI number two. So this will be 47621. So this will be 47621, and then I have a third RNTI coming over here. Consider that these all are in the same time. Okay, and this is my 17613, 17613. As you can see that all these three RNTIs, they use the same resources in the time domain. So they have the same resource in the time domain, and they have the same resources in the frequency domain also. So that means the same number of PRBs in the frequency domain also. But how they are separated? They are separated in the spatial domains, what I used denoted as a S over here. So that, what does it mean? That means that they will use the same number of PRBs, and they will use or work on the same timestamps in the time domain, but they will be served by different beams. For example, if say for example the RNTI number one will be served by say beam number zero, then RNTI two will be served by say beam number two, or an RNTI number three will be served by say beam number four. Okay, so this is how they will be separated in the spatial domain. That is the whole purpose of the MU-MIMO, and this is achieved by measuring the correlation values between these beams. And there is the threshold between these correlation. If it is goes beyond a particular threshold, then these particular UEs or the RNTIs could be paired, and if it is below threshold, then they cannot be paired at all. That is the whole intent of this MU-MIMO pairing. Thanks for watching the video, and just drop me a message if there's any questions or queries on this, and see you next time with new videos and new tips and tricks on this telecom. Thank you.